A mystery on Bell Mountain. The bodies of twin brothers found in Towns County near the North Carolina line, 90 miles from their home in Lawrenceville. The GBI initially investigating this as a side, but tonight the family says they're not buying it.
Welcome back to Parke Jones. Today we explored the tragic and mysterious case of Naazir and Qaadir Lewis, twin brothers whose bodies were found on the summit of Bell Mountain in Hiawasee, Georgia. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is handling this as an MS, suggesting that one of the brothers is responsible. But when you review the details of the case, you can't help but wonder if something more sinister is at play. Our story begins at 7 a.m., March 7th, 2025. Naazir and Qaadir were scheduled to fly out to Boston to visit friends. However, they ended up missing their flight. The following morning, March 8th, at approximately 11 a.m., hikers made a horrifying discovery. The bodies of Naazir and Qaadir were found in Hiawasee, Georgia, at the summit of Bell Mountain, which is the highest point of the mountain. The twins had never been to Hiawasee before, and it's nearly 90 miles away from their home in Lawrenceville. The Towns County Sheriff's Office arrived at the scene and found both brothers with GSWs. From there, Towns County requested the help of the GBI, and the special agent in charge is a woman named Kim Williams.
The GBI saying their preliminary investigation points to the twins' death being a murder-suicide.
We knew right away that wasn't true.
Now, the Lewis family has strongly disputed the MS narrative proposed by authorities. They argue that there has never been tension between the twins that would support the MS conclusion. For them, one of many red flags is that they were found 90 miles away in a town they had never been to before.
Family says the twins had a 7 a.m. flight to Boston last Friday.
Right there, we never heard from them. They missed their flight. We don't know what happened.
24 hours later, the twins' body found 90 miles away.
How they end out in the mountains, they don't hike out there. They've never even been out there. They don't know nothing about Hiawasee, Georgia. They never even heard of Bell Mountains. So how did they end up right there?
For the brothers to end up so far from home is one thing, but for either one of them to harm the other is another. They come from a strong, supportive family who they could have reached out to if they were having problems. Plus, the brothers were best friends and nearly inseparable. As theories have circulated, an alleged family member has proposed the idea that this incident is related to Hiawasee being a sundown town, which is a community that is known to be unwelcoming to Black people. There is a well-documented history of racial tension in this area, so it's not too far-fetched. You see, Naazir and Qaadir's case isn't the only one that has a suspicious cause of death. In February 2024, an avid hiker named Trevonte Helton was found in Hiawasee on a tree.
This happened in North Georgia. Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, is still waiting on the autopsy results for 29-year-old Trevonte Schubert Helton. Mr. Helton, whose body was from a tree last week in North Georgia, is a hiker, found the body on the trail not far from High Shoals Falls in the Swallow Creek Wildlife Management Area. This took place on the 21st of this month. After the hiker reported the discovery to the Towns County Sheriff, local authorities, as well as the Georgia Natural Department of Resources, called the GBI to assist in the investigation. In a press release, GBI investigators stated that Mr. Helton's death appears to be an isolated incident based on a preliminary investigation. State authorities also said Mr. Helton was by himself at the wildlife management area. GBI spokesperson Kimberly Williams told Atlanta Black Star that state authorities were requested to investigate Mr. Helton's death since his body was found on state property. Williams stated no additional information was available to release at this time, but said the autopsy report is pending completion. The investigation remains ongoing.
Trevonte's case was handled by the GBI, and similar to Naazir and Qaadir's case, the special agent in charge is a woman named Kim Williams. In Trevonte's case, the GBI determined that this was an S. However, many people in the community did not believe it, and other Black hikers have come out and acknowledged the racial tension they face on trails.
What's up, Blkhikingclub family? As many of you may know by now, last Wednesday, Trevonte Jamal Schubert Helton was found at High Falls Trail. Like many of you, I was very disturbed when I heard about this story. And I've been trying to figure out the right words to come to you all and what to say, during a time like this. One part of me is pissed off. Another part of me is trying to figure out how to still just keep this together of what we've been able to build and the unity that we have in this outdoor space. I'll tell all of you, there's never been a time like now for us to all come together and continue to be in this outdoor space. I know with a story like that, it can scare the living hell out of any of us and make us feel like it's not a place we should go back to or a place that we belong. But I'm here to tell you all that we gotta stand strong. We gotta continue to go. We gotta continue to cultivate these spaces that we have in these outdoor communities and just continue to show up. Like the shirt says, this is our space too. And I feel like it's time that we live by that and truly embrace it and take it in for what it is. I know that it feels like, man, when is this ever going to stop? And I can't promise you that it will, but what I can promise you is that Blkhikingclub is going to do what we can to make sure that we reclaim this space, that it's a space that we stay in, and we're not going to allow moments like this to push us away and make us feel like we don't belong or feel like nobody wants us there. To hell with that. This is our space too, and I'm going to say that until I can't say it no more.
So, this is where we wrap. The cases of Naazir and Qaadir Lewis, as well as Trevonte Helton, are tragedies that have left many questions without answers. Naazir and Qaadir were two young men who loved life and were quickly approaching their 20th birthdays. Regardless of whether or not you believe this was a racially charged incident, you have to admit that a lot of things don't add up. How did Naazir and Qaadir make it to the summit? Did they walk or drive? And where are their suitcases? And if they were at the airport but never went back home, where did either one of them get a firearm? Their family is grieving and deserve answers that they may only be able to get with the help of a private investigator. In the meantime, please send prayers to the family. There is also a link to a GoFundMe to cover burial expenses in the description. Thank you for watching. The best way for you to support this channel is to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm your host, Parke Jones, and I'll catch you on the next one.